What is up, ladies and gentlemen? But most of all, you ladies out there, thanks for clicking on another episode of Break the Silence. I am your host, Cyborg. Nuggets, Warriors. Split cow! What a performance from the Denver Nuggets. You know, the Denver Nuggets play basketball like Shakira dances. It's just, that's the way it was meant to be. That's the way it was meant to be. The Denver Nuggets play a beautiful brand of basketball. And tonight they took down the Golden State Warriors 134-117. A game that was close for a majority of the game until the end of the third quarter. At the end of the third quarter, the Denver Nuggets went on a 16-0 run led by Jamal Murray. The Denver Nuggets got massive contributions from 6 guys tonight. We're going to break that down because I was heavily impressed by a couple of their smaller name guys, a couple guys that you don't hear in the national media talked about a lot. A couple guys that have been massively important to their success this season and the reason why they're the number one team in the Western Conference and potentially the number one team in the NBA. The Denver Nuggets tonight got another triple-double from Nikola Jokic, 22, 16, and 14, and for the season he's now averaging a triple-double. We're going to break his game down, Jamal Murray, and a couple other guys. Čančar absolutely blew me away with how he played basketball tonight. So we're going to talk about that. Before we get into it, take a second to subscribe to the channel. You see we are up over 900 subscribers. We are headed for 1,000 and we are grinding. This is our second video tonight. We're posting videos very regularly. So if you love NBA content, if you love Denver Nugget content, we talk about that a ton here on this channel. So don't forget to subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the support. We're going to keep grinding. So the Denver Nuggets have the number one offensive rating in the NBA. Tonight, they showed you every reason why. They get great looks at the rim. They get great looks from the three-point line. They don't shoot a high volume of threes, but they shoot the number one percentage in the NBA. What does that tell you? That means that guys are getting them open looks. Nikola Jokic is such a good passer. He gets his other guys open, good, quality looks, and they have a bunch of guys that can knock down the three ball. Tonight, the Denver Nuggets shot 46% from the three-point line, 16 of 35. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable against the Golden State Warriors. Now, obviously, the Golden State Warriors were without Draymond Green, Klay Thompson. The Denver Nuggets were without Aaron Gordon, a guy that I believe should have been in the All-Star game. I talked about that in one of my previous videos, actually, that I believe Aaron Gordon should have been an All-Star this year. He's played at such a high level. The Denver Nuggets are the number one seed in the Western Conference. I believe they deserve to have 2 All-Stars, and I think Aaron Gordon should have been the other guy just because Jamal Murray, still recovering from his injury. Jamal Murray tonight had 33 points and 8 assists. Nikola Jokic had 16 assists. As a team, 35 assists on 51 made baskets. The thing that I talk so much about, that I value so much, is when your best player plays basketball the right way, everyone around him will follow his lead. It's the same thing that I value so much when you look at Kobe's work ethic, the way that he brought everyone around him, and it made everyone else on the team have to work harder. They had no choice. Tim Duncan, he was coached very hard, and he did things the right way. Greg Popovich felt like he could yell at Tim Duncan. It made it to where the 12th, 13th, 15th guy on the bench, they had to take that same hard coaching from Greg Popovich because Tim Duncan took that. Nikola Jokic plays basketball the right way, and it makes it to where everyone else on the court follows his lead. And that's what we see when we get 35 assist games from the Denver Nuggets. That's an unbelievable performance. I want to focus in for a second on Vlatko Čančar, and I think I'm saying his name correctly. I've been struggling with that one because that's just not how it's spelled at all. Tonight he had 17 points. He was a plus 23. He had 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 7 of 10 shooting, and 3 of 4 from 3. The versatility I saw from that guy tonight was highly, highly impressive in making the right plays. He had 0 turnovers. And one of the things that really stood out, not only on the offensive end of the court, at the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth, he made a couple key steals that really helped that run that the Denver Nuggets were on that I think really won this basketball game. He was active with his hands. He was active in predicting what the opposing player was going to do, where he was going to pass the basketball. And I think a couple plays he made tonight were super key to the Denver Nuggets pulling out this win against a team that just made the NBA Finals, won the NBA Finals in the Golden State Warriors. Anytime you're playing Steph Curry, that is a tough basketball game. So even without Klay Thompson, without Draymond Green, you have to take this team seriously, and it's a massive win for the Denver Nuggets. They're now 24-4 at home, which is highly impressive. Michael Porter Jr. gave you 17 points tonight on 5 of 9 from 3. Another guy, another wing who has so much value to this roster, this Denver Nuggets roster that has a good mix of high-level talent, of young guys that are developing, and absolute scorers, guys who can score from anywhere. Jamal Murray, the thing that's so great about him is we've seen his elite level finishing. There was a game a couple weeks ago, actually maybe 2 weeks ago, where Jamal Murray had 3 dunks in that game. So he's a guy that can finish above the rim, including an alley-oop dunk. A guy who can finish under the rim in so many ways, so many creative ways. We saw him do a 360 layup against Rudy Gobert. A guy who's elite in the mid-range. A guy who can hit the 3 ball at a high clip. When you have that versatility, being able to score from anywhere, that's what makes a guy so hard to guard. It's what we see from Kyrie Irving of the Brooklyn Nets. But Jamal Murray has a lot of similarities to that in his game with a little less off-the-court issues. But Jamal Murray is so valuable to what this Denver Nuggets team does, because Nikola Jokic is a guy that's he can score the basketball and he can score it with the best of them, but he's looking to play basketball the right way and set his teammates up in a position to succeed. He's on pace to win his 3rd consecutive MVP, something that's only been done by 3 other guys in NBA history. So he's on pace to accomplish something that's very rarely been done. And he's not even trying to do so. When you watch the way he plays, he doesn't try to win the MVP. He tries to win basketball games, and he tries to play the game the right way. And that's what I love about Nikola Jokic. If you look at any of his efficiency stats, his PER is the top in the NBA. And I at one point he was above Michael Jordan for the top all time. I don't know where he's faring as far as compared to Michael Jordan now, but the PER stat is an interesting one. Obviously, a lot of these advanced stats don't tell you the whole story, but they are very valuable when evaluating a player and what they bring to the court. Anytime, if Michael Jordan's the top of it, that apparently was a decent stat. So Nikola Jokic leading the league in PER, leading the league in what's called VORP, which is value over replacement player, meaning if you replace Nikola Jokic with another player, how would this team perform? Nikola Jokic is the highest in the league, meaning he's outperforming what another guy at his position would do by more than anyone in the league. That has so much value. He's now averaging a triple-double, which is just unbelievable from a center. We saw Russell Westbrook do it a couple times. We never thought we'd see this from a center that's able to average 10 assists a game, a guy that's able to average 25, 26 points a night, 10 to 12 rebounds a night. Unbelievable. He blows me away the way he plays basketball, the way he sees the game, all the versatility that they have based on him and his play alone. I don't want to move on without mentioning the contributions from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, a guy that they traded for in the offseason, had 18 points tonight and was hitting tough buckets and plays defense at a high level. Such a key addition to what the Denver Nuggets want to accomplish this year. And then Bruce Brown had 17 tonight on 3 of 3 from 3, 6 of 9 from the field. Played at a really high level. I love all the additions that they made. Now, the big thing and the big storyline, I think, surrounding the Denver Nuggets going forward is Bones Hyland. It sounds like he's on his way out. It sounds like Bones Hyland will probably be traded. I've heard mixed reviews as on Nuggets fans of how they feel about this. A lot of guys really like Bones Hyland. I think he adds a really nice spark off the bench. But if they're able to get a veteran that they believe has more value to helping them win now, maybe is a good defender. Denver Nuggets are 4th defensively in the last 15 games, so they're improving on the defensive end of the court, and that's actually very good. So if they can keep that up, that's huge for them. But maybe if they replace Bones Hyland with a really good wing guy, I've heard Jay Crowder's name in the mix. If they could get a guy like that, could have real value to them taking that step towards winning a title. And where they want to be. This Western Conference, the Memphis Grizzlies are playing like crap. There's a lot of teams in the West that are not playing high-level basketball. it is, to me, it's the Denver Nuggets for the taking, and a lot of people still don't believe in them, but I was sold on them from the start of the season. That's why I picked them to win the West, and that's why I will remain picking them to win the West, because I just think that we've seen the most consistent basketball. They're 36-16. They're 4 games ahead of the Memphis Grizzlies. Sacramento, up and down. Clippers, up and down. Dallas, I just don't believe is all that good. Minnesota has a ton of question marks. Phoenix, question marks. Golden State, at some point they got to start winning basketball games. And right now Golden State's the 9 seed. So the Denver Nuggets, this conference is theirs for the taking. If they're able to stay healthy, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, if those guys are able to stay healthy and you get contributions like this from Čančar, from Zeke Naji, from some of their young guys, if they end up trading Bruce Brown, this is a team and an absolute force to be reckoned with. The Denver Nuggets are an unbelievable basketball team. I love the way they play. So excited to continue to watch them play basketball. Honestly, I think I watch the Nuggets more than I watch any team in the NBA because I absolutely love the way they play. I think they're coached hard. I think they just play a great brand of basketball, and I'm really impressed by them every time I watch them. That's all we got for you as far as this game. We'll continue watching basketball. We'll continue reacting to basketball. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Cyborg out.